Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
A new study released last week shows when it comes to head-on collisions, you're safer in the back seat than the front. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says as vehicles continue to get updated, the front seat becomes more and more safe while the back seat literally gets left behind. So what does this mean for you and your kids? Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with local experts today who say the back is better.
Parents usually start letting their kids ride shotgun around the age of 12. But this new study saying the front seat is safer than the back might make you bump that time frame up. However, JC Whitty says not so fast.
So we definitely recommend the back seat for any children that have not gone through puberty, just because of the front seat has the airbags. And during a crash when those deploy, children that have not went through puberty yet, their bones, the structure of their body is not quite strong enough and ready for the impact of one of those airbags.
Saying while she doesn't recommend the study's findings, it's not totally off track.
It's just something to kind of spark some more interest in getting those back seats even safer and kind of up to par with some of the features that they've added to the front seat.
And while it might not be the best option for your kids, it probably is for you, especially when in an Uber or a Lyft.
The auto industry has forgotten about the back seat because most people don't ride in the back seat.
Martin says seatbelts in the back seat are essentially just to keep you in place.
Like sometimes when you're in the front seat and someone steps on the brake too hard, all of a sudden your lap belt catches. The back seat, it doesn't.
Saying he hopes this study encourages other auto companies to follow suit and make the back seat just as safe as the front. In Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
The report says in some cases, backseat passengers suffer chest, organ, and neck injuries from belts that are too tight. Police are asking for your help finding a missing teen from Grand Forks. Officials say 15-year-old Jasmine Metcalf is missing in Grand Forks. The teen was reportedly a runaway, and police say she was also in possession of meth. Authorities say the teen had been picked up by two adult males who have been identified as William Billy Davidson, also in the picture, and Adam Blankenship. Both are from Williston, North Dakota. If anyone has any information on Jasmine Metcalf's whereabouts, you can contact your local law enforcement. Authorities have more information on a bizarre disturbance in South Moorhead. Police are now saying a second person is involved in a case where a woman reported being chased by a man with a gun and a knife, and another man jumped out a third-story apartment window. It happened back on April 17th, around 10 p.m. Officers were called to the scene for a disturbance, and when they arrived, they found a man and a woman in an apartment. The man, 47-year-old Kevin Haas, was eventually arrested after jumping out the apartment window and running from police. Now, police are saying this guy, 23-year-old Alejandro Vasquez, was the one who showed the victim a fake gun before robbing the people in the apartment. He now possibly faces charges of aggravated robbery and possession of a controlled substance. The Red Lake County Sheriff's Department is asking for your help finding the person on your screen right now. Officials say this picture was taken by an outdoor surveillance camera at a home near Oakley on Tuesday. The sheriff's office says an exterior door was damaged and the outdoor camera wires were cut. If you know who this woman is, you can contact the Red Lake County Sheriff's Office at 218-253-2996. We are not letting the wind get to us today. We've got warmth and sunshine, and we are one day closer to the weekend. Hutch, how's this evening looking?
Well, this evening has some changes taking place as we speak, and it's brought to us by those gusty winds that are coming out of the northwest. We've had peak gusts today over 50 miles per hour in a couple of spots, including Cooperstown and Minot. A lot of us with greater than 40 mile per hour gusts, including Grand Forks. Coolest air to the north and west. Remember, that's the direction that cold air is coming from. We have warmer temperatures to the south and east where the Twin Cities are at 71 degrees. We will have some spotty showers, as we mentioned last night, in the northern counties once again as low pressure is swirling its way through that region. They'll be quick and they may be briefly heavy, but by and large, that will be a concern. Also, the wind with all of the dry vegetation has us concerned about fires. There's a red flag warning until 8 o'clock tonight for most of our counties. If you're heading out this evening, I don't expect the wind to decrease, Andrea, until well after sunset. So we'll still have gusts over 30 miles per hour into the evening as temperatures slip into the 40s. We'll talk about our Friday transition as well. Wetter weather is around the corner. We'll detail all of that and update you on the chances of flaky weather here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A 19-year-old man is now in jail after threatening to shoot students at a North Dakota high school. Police say 19-year-old Brent Baskin sent out a meme saying he was going to shoot students at Legacy High in Bismarck. Authorities also found mushrooms in his backpack. According to jail records, he has not been charged but has been arrested for terrorizing. 2 women from Grand Forks are now in custody after police responded to an overdose call at the Days Inn in Grand Forks. Officials say 27-year-old Mary Walls was arrested for possession of meth, heroin, and other drugs, while 25-year-old Megan Thorson was arrested for possession of meth with intent to deliver. Court documents state it happened Wednesday. When police entered the hotel room, they found a spoon with residue and a scale on a table and a syringe on the floor. They also found meth and syringes in Thorson's purse. Here are a couple more locations where you can drop off unused prescription drugs this weekend for the 17th annual National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. It's a way of combating drug addiction and overdose deaths. There will be 2 collection sites in Minnesota's Polk County this Saturday, April 27th. The front lobby of the Polk County Sheriff's Office in Crookston or the East Grand Forks Police Department. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Joe Biden says the main issue for Democratic voters will be which candidate can win the presidential election and lead the country. Biden spoke briefly with reporters as he visited a pizza parlor in Delaware hours after releasing a video announcing that he's running for president. He says his family is fully on board with his decision. The candidate brushed off a tweeted insult from President Trump and says he'll have more to say on other issues in the days ahead. Biden may be the front runner, but our chief political analyst, Greta Van Susteren, isn't ready to say he's going to be the Democratic nominee for president. Susteren told Valley News Team's Mike Morkin that while most of the other candidates lean to one side, Biden is sticking to the center.
He says they're far off the chart. They're way over on the left. And then there's me, Vice President Biden. And what I'm worried about is your jobs and your national security.
You can catch our entire conversation with Van Susteren by going to our website, valleynewslive.com. And here's some good news for your evening commute. The First Avenue North Red River Bridge reopened about an hour ago. The river has receded enough that First Avenue North will reopen in Moorhead, which allows the bridge to reopen. The 12th Avenue North Red River Bridge is scheduled to open next week. It's getting nicer outside, and we're starting to see ticks on our dogs and cats. There are a lot of different options to prevent those ticks from getting on your pets. But how do you know you're getting a product that actually works? Valley News Team's Maddie Jelseth went to a local veterinary clinic to find the best options.
These are the types of ticks that are most common for spread of Lyme disease.
Lyme disease is what pet owners are trying to prevent their furry friends from getting, but the use of tick preventatives.
We preach prevention. It's much easier to prevent than it is to treat.
There's a lot of options people can choose from, ranging from collars to squeeze-ons. But for the cheap stuff, like this at the dollar store, experts say you get what you pay for.
Sometimes with those types of products, we'll see a lot of the negative side effects from that medication as well. So vomiting, diarrhea, some animals can even have seizures.
That's why Mitchell recommends pet owners to get Frontline, NexGard, or the Lyme's vaccine, because those products are FDA approved, unlike this one.
Getting a product that's recommended by your veterinarian is going to be the safest and most effective for your pet.
For a dose of Frontline, it'll cost you around $25. And for a dose of NexGard, it'll cost about $28. Although those products aren't cheap, Animal Health Clinic says it's worth it. They also recommend pet owners start their flea and tick preventative measures in April. In Fargo, Maddie Jelseth, Valley News Live.
Officials with the animal health clinic say pets react to different methods, so make sure you contact your local vet to figure out the best option for your pets. For a full list of FDA-approved tick preventatives, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. It's one of the biggest purchases you'll make in your life, buying your first home. New home buyers have a lot of questions, and at times the process can be confusing. But Kip Harris Realtors is trying to keep it simple with a home buyer happy hour. The event allows people to drop in and talk with a team of experts to clear up any questions they may have.
We wanted a more casual environment for people to sit down, grab a beer, have that one-on-one conversation, and get to know the process a little better.
The event is tomorrow night at Drecker Brew Hall from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. We are in the home stretch to the Bison Spring football game. It's this Friday at the Fargo Dome. You can join us from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on the KVLY Bison Football Network for full coverage of the green and gold spring game. Wheel of Fortune will then air on KX4 at 6:30. A drugstore chain